Hello Mike, how you doing? Victor here. I got the headrest motors out and they are disassembled right now, and just want to show you a couple of things that I see. So this is the better one and this is the worst one. So let's just go over them. Now the better one actually moved, but it was skipping, and no, I mean, actually, I already showed you this, I think, in the other video, that the gears split. So this is easy. This is not a big deal. I'll change the gear. Now, the big gear, I was looking at it closely, and I think it's okay. Come on, focus. It's actually just like bunch of oil that was on the gears, so it feels like it was bad, but in reality it is actually okay. It's not split and teeth are okay, more or less. Whatever you see imperfections, that's oil. That's not oil, that's grease rather. So this particular part, this motor, I'm keeping together, except that I want to change the small gear, and we're going to show you I'm going to show you the next motor. Now this is the other one. That's the one that was seized up. It was not moving. It was very difficult. And this is I put a note on it, and as you can see, it's a driver's side. So this is the one that was bad. It was like very difficult to actually remove because it was completely seized up. And not only that it was seized up, the whole assembly here that holds the big gear, it was broken off. So this, I mean, I can weld it. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I'm still debating what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to think about it. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, so I'm beat up. So it's like every day is like that. So in order for me to even take this all apart, I had to take the motor apart, just to get the motor apart, because I could not move it. So I got the motor apart. I got the motor working. The motor is moving, so that's a good thing. Well, maybe I even can show you that. But nonetheless, I'm still debating what I'm doing with this. So let me show you the motor, I guess. See if it's like you can see that the motor is going. I'm doing it with one hand, so bear with me. And I'm holding my phone. See, I'm activating and deactivating. So I got the motor to work, and it's actually pretty good. But the problem here is that the base is ripped out. As you can see that. This is the holder. It used to be crimped, but it doesn't matter. I can reset this. It doesn't mean anything. But I can weld this back. I mean, yeah, I can put it back together, weld it in. It's okay. Now, next, we'll move on. The big gear, this was cracked. So there was a problem with the large gear. And this one is, it's installed, it's pressed on with the heat pressed on. So let's just take a look at this. So we have this piece, right? This is where the gear sits. It has to go pass over this. So I mean, in theory, I mean, I can put it back on if I have a replacement one, and then it will be all good to go. Next, the smaller gear, as we see, we have a perfect cracked right here, but the problem was not even with that. The problem was with the holder that was holding the whole assembly together. So long story short, this spring loaded the big screen. So anyway, this one is obviously easier to, there it goes. I already had it ready to be removed, but because it's cracked, so obviously it's easier to pull it off the shaft. Okay, so I'm thinking there are two possibilities right now that I'm thinking of. If this would be the last piece in the world, then yeah, we'll fix it and get the gear. But I'm thinking that maybe I will get this assembly used, but I will still buy a new drive gear here, the low one, and replace it even in the used assembly, because at the end of the day we're going to let me see, look at the large one. If the large gear is going to be okay, for the most part it should be fine. See, this is all grease and it's still nice, and still nice. I mean, it's not dried up. So maybe I will get a used set, complete used set, and I'm going to buy small gears, these ones, and replace them in both assemblies. So this is what I'm thinking about, and we'll see what I'm going to come up with, because it's just way too late. I'm going to leave all these parts on the bench right now. Tomorrow I'll put them back together, because I don't want to have no, like, you have the shims, for example, little shims here. Then you have other shims, for example, these. So I want to keep them all intact. So I'm gonna get, and these are other shims. These are for the big gear, and then you got the spring thing. So anyway, there's many little smaller parts that I want to keep together. So I don't want to get to revisit this, and nobody wants to get to revisit the particular areas. And see, this is spring loaded, so I cannot even close it back up, because when you close it back up, what is the mechanism? Here's the mechanism. So this mechanism has to engage. That's the only opening that I can engage it with this. So I'm just saying, there's like a lot of moving parts. So I'm thinking maybe I will just get another driver's side piece, and I'm gonna take it apart, change the small gears. I'm keeping the passenger side because it was actually moving, except for that gear that's broken, and I would replace that gear, and we should be good to go. Because the big ones, see, on this one it was cracked, and on top of that this whole holder is broken. So I don't know. Well, I'll keep you posted. I'm still debating what I'm doing, but I'm not ordering any gears before I'm going to open up the rear shade. Once I get to the rear shade, then I'll make a decision what we're doing with this. So bear with me for a little bit, and I want to get this together, because you do not want to take the panel off in the bag, because I also have to take the pillars off, and you saw the previous video. And then I have to glue up the clips. I have to glue those on, because they just came off because they were exposed to sun, and you know, the glue was weak. And I'm just saying, there's like so many procedures, and I would like to have this done for another 25 years. They lasted 25 years. I want them to last for another 25 years. Okay, so this is all for me. Just want to give you a quick update. Long video, but it is what it is. I'll talk to you soon, and this is Victor, RestoreYourMercedes.com, and thank you for watching.